After much speculation, rumor, and innuendo, and after over a decade away from WWE, AJ Lee makes her stunning return to World Wrestling Entertainment last night on Smackdown, siding with her husband CM Punk in their battle against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. All this and more in this stunning return to WWE. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling, and certainly the biggest coming out of Smackdown last night is the return of AJ Lee to the WWE for the first time in over a decade. AJ Lee made her return to WWE on the September 5th episode of WWE Friday Night Smackdown. Seth Rollins, standing in a suite, opened the promo by saying that they were in Chicago to kill the legend of CM Punk. He then introduced his wife, the Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch, who made her way to the ring. Lynch was offended that the crowd was chanting for AJ Lee. Lynch ran down Chicago's sports team, saying they all suck, but left off the Chicago Bears, who of course Rollins is a fan of. CM Punk's music hit and he made his way out to the ring. Punk said that this wasn't about Lynch, it was about her coward of a husband. Lynch asked how Punk's face and pride were, referring to her slaps to Punk on Raw. The crowd chanted AJ Lee and Lynch told them to shut up. Punk said that if the chants bother her, she shouldn't have gotten involved in his business. Punk said he had family who could kick her ass, or he could call Bailey or Rhea Ripley. Lynch then slapped Punk and dared him to do something. Punk exited the ring and said he would never put his hands on a lady, but he did have someone who would. Light It Up played and AJ Lee made her first WWE appearance in over a decade. Lee made her way down to the ring, doing her trademark skip as Lynch looked on afraid. Lee got in the ring and waved to Lynch, who tried to attack but was taken down. Lee tossed Lynch around before slapping her, sending her out of the ring. Punk entered the ring and was embraced by his wife. This was AJ Lee's first appearance on WWE television since she competed in her final match on the March 30th, 2015 episode of WWE Monday Night Raw in a 6-woman tag team match. She retired from in-ring competition after the bout and has largely stayed away from wrestling, save for an appearance on Heels and commentary work for WOW Women of Wrestling. Now, more details about Lee's return came out courtesy of WWE's social media posts. First, AJ Lee was celebrating after Smackdown went off the air. As I mentioned, last night's episode closed with AJ Lee making her return to WWE TV. After the show went off the air, once the television cameras no longer rolling on USA Network, Lee and CM Punk continued to celebrate, with Lee skipping around the ring while holding Lynch's WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lee posed on the turnbuckle with the title, while CM Punk cheered her on from the outside. Lee continued to hold on to the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We'll wait and see if she's still in possession of the title bout. But it looks like she is going to be sticking around for at least the foreseeable future, because she has put pen to paper on a brand new WWE contract. On social media, Triple H showed footage of Lee signing her WWE contract before her appearance and took the famous point photo with Lee and Punk after WWE television. Triple H posted, quote, "Inked paper, the calm before the storm." He also said, quote, "You can always come home. Welcome back at the AJ Mendez." Lee, of course, as mentioned, retired from in-ring competition in 2015, last wrestling in March of that year, but now has returned after over a decade away. Now, as one person returns, another person, of course, is set to retire later on this year, that being John Cena, and it was an eventful Smackdown for the never-seen 17-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Cena opened the September 5th episode of WWE Smackdown, making his last appearance on the Blue brand as an active in-ring competitor. Cena received a thank you Cena chant, and he noted he didn't always get those chants in Chicago and was thankful for them. He said that he's given it all during his retirement tour and that the crowd has been with him through the ups, downs, and pivots. He praised the crowd, saying their chants brought people back, leading to an AJ Lee chant. Of course, she made her return later on in the evening. He then reflected on his history in Chicago, saying he made his Smackdown debut in the All-State Arena, wrestled Triple H at WrestleMania, lost to CM Punk, which resulted in the WWE Championship ending up in CM Punk's fridge, and much more. He said there is an argument as to who the greatest crowd in WWE is, but for him, there is no argument. The crowd once again chanted, "Thank you, Cena," and Cena thanked the crowd, telling them to enjoy the night. Before Cena could leave, he was interrupted by Sami Zayn, who thanked Cena and said he wanted to institute the Sami Zayn United States Championship Open Challenge in honor of Cena. Cena gave him his blessing, but it wasn't just his blessing that he received, because before Cena could leave, Zayn suggested that Cena be the first man to answer the Open Challenge. Cena accepted, and the match for the WWE United States Championship was on. Of course, there was a bit of poetry to this one, because Sami Zayn answered John Cena's United States Championship Open Challenge in 2015 in Sami Zayn's first main roster match, so it would be apropos that Cena's last match on Smackdown was an Open Challenge match for the United States Championship against Sami Zayn. Now, as we saw at not only SummerSlam and particularly at Clash in Paris, last night on SmackDown, John Cena paid homage to several of his former rivals in this match against Sami Zayn. During the match, Cena used a pop-up powerbomb in homage to Kevin Owens, an angle slam and ankle lock in homage to Kurt Angle, a GTS in homage to CM Punk, and a spear in homage to Edge, and a clothesline from Howe in homage to JBL. Of course, this being a myriad of famous opponents that Cena has faced off against in his WWE career. Recently, Cena did say that a lot of talent he would have wanted to face on his retirement tour he can't face, therefore he's incorporating them into his matches to just demonstrate how important they were to John Cena's WWE career. But before we get a finish to the match, it was ruined and interrupted by a former rival, and I guess current one and future one, in the Beast Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar made his return on WWE Smackdown, taking out both the United States champion Sami Zayn as well as John Cena. Zayn and Cena were competing in this WWE United States title match, and both men were down after an avalanche AA. As the crowd chanted, "This is awesome," Brock Lesnar's music hit. Lesnar came down to the ring and delivered an F5 to Zayn and Cena. He wasn't done with Cena, though, delivering a second F5 to the never-seen 17-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, Brock Lesnar made his first WWE appearance in 2 years at SummerSlam 2025, taking out Cena with an F5 to close the show. Lesnar is named in a lawsuit filed against WWE and Vince McMahon by former employee Janelle Grant, who has accused McMahon of sex trafficking and sexual assault. Lesnar is not a defendant in the suit despite being named in it. Now, the match has been confirmed between Brock Lesnar and John Cena for the upcoming big WWE WrestlePalooza PLE that will be streaming on ESPN in the United States. John Cena and Brock Lesnar will meet again at WWE WrestlePalooza on September 20th. The match was made official on the September 5th episode of WWE Smackdown. This was after Lesnar interfered in this United States Championship match, giving F5s to both Zayn and Cena. Backstage, after he interrupted the match, Lesnar stated straight into the camera, quote, "I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch." The match was quickly confirmed after Lesnar's comment. John Cena and Brock Lesnar last met in a one-on-one match at WWE Night of Champions 2014. They've had 6 televised singles matches against each other, with Lesnar winning 4 matches to 2 losses. So the match now confirmed for Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at WrestlePalooza. Now, before we get on to Brock Lesnar's WWE contract, a reminder, this video is brought to you in addition to all of our affiliates in collaboration with them. You'll be able to see them throughout the video on the sidebar, and also you can find out more information in the video description below. They'll also be pinned in the comment section. You can get yourself some great products. You can save yourself some money while doing it. And you can also support the channel in another way. Your support is really, truly, greatly appreciated. Speaking of Brock Lesnar, we've got a big update as to his WWE contract status as well. Now, Brock Lesnar made his shocking return to WWE, as we mentioned at SummerSlam, where he targeted John Cena on his after his night 2 undisputed WWE Championship main event loss to Cody Rhodes. Despite being mentioned on WWE programming a couple of times since he returned to F5 Cena, Lesnar hadn't been on TV since until last night's Smackdown. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Lesnar actually signed a new contract to make his return to WWE TV. Now, Meltzer confirmed the Beast Incarnate was being paid on his previous contract after WWE stopped using him following his SummerSlam 2023 loss to Cody Rhodes. Lesnar hasn't been used, in part due to being alluded to and then officially named in former WWE employee Janelle Grant's lawsuit alleging sexual abuse and sex trafficking at the hands of former WWE Executive Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon. According to Meltzer, there was a period of time where Lesnar was a free agent before his new deal was signed. WWE couldn't extend Lesnar's contract as it was their decision not to use him. Meltzer wrote that WWE was likely very confident that Lesnar would sit tight and not entertain any offer from AEW due to the allegations in Grant's lawsuit. He speculated that the company was confident that AEW President Tony Khan wouldn't reach out to Lesnar or Lesnar to Khan for that reason. Lesnar's new contract, after being cleared by WWE's legal team, according to Meltzer, is for, quote, very limited dates, end quote, though he did not specify an actual number. According to Paul Triple H Levesque during the SummerSlam post-show, Lesnar was brought back to face Cena at the leader of the C Nation's request, which Cena seemingly denied in the following days. But one thing we do know is that Cena will be facing Brock Lesnar at WrestlePalooza. Now, before SmackDown yesterday, more news came out about John Cena's final dates and final matches in WWE, of course, this being Cena's retirement year. Let's begin with two more confirmed dates and locations. There's just 7 dates left of John Cena's retirement tour heading into the final months of the year, and despite many anticipating that his last match would transpire in his hometown of Boston, Massachusetts at WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, it seems like his last appearance in the city will be much sooner than expected. On Friday morning, WWE announced that Cena would be making his final appearance in Boston and New York City on Monday, November 10th and Monday, November 17th for WWE Raw. The show in Boston is set to air live from the TD Garden, where Cena captured 2 of his 17 World Championships, where the broadcast in New York City will take place for the famous Madison Square Garden, where he won the 2008 Royal Rumble. Tickets for both events go on sale Wednesday, September 10th at 10 a.m. Eastern, with pre-sale access beginning on Tuesday, September 9th at 10 a.m. Eastern as well. With Boston no longer being the destination for Cena's final appearance, we've now got more details as to just where and when his final match and appearance is set to take place. Now, lighting up fans' television screens since June 27, 2002, John Cena, as I mentioned, is leading the charge one last time before his final curtain call later this year. With only, as I mentioned, just a handful of dates now left between now and his retirement, we've now got a lot more confirmation as to where his final WWE bout is set to take place. According to an announcement made by WrestleVotes yesterday, the Never Seen 17 will wrestle his last in-ring match at WWE Saturday Night's Main Event on Saturday, December 13th from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Confirmation on who his last challenger will be remains undetermined at the time recording this video. The event will be broadcast live on Peacock in the United States, but it will actually be airing for free on YouTube here in the UK. So if you do wish to watch John Cena's final WWE match for free, you can do so. All you've got to do is get a VPN. You can use our link at NordVPN. You can change your location to here in the UK, and you can watch John Cena's final WWE match for free on YouTube. All you've got to do is get NordVPN. Links in the video description below, and you can support the channel in the process. As I mentioned, this Saturday night's main event will be on Peacock in the US. It will be on other streaming platforms internationally, I suppose, depending on your location and what have you. So we still don't know who his opponent is going to be, but it looks like it's now going to be taking place at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. This seemingly is a pivot from WWE because seemingly Washington, D.C. have actually outbid other destinations because WWE is looking to make it a destination event. Going back to Smackdown last night, Charlotte Flair was not cleared for in-ring competition. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss were scheduled to defend their Women's Tag Team Championships against Piper Niven and Alba Fire on the August 29th episode of Smackdown, though Niven was replaced by Chelsea Green hours before the match. As Charlotte and Bliss were making their entrances, they were attacked by Fire and Green. Charlotte was unable to compete, leading to Bliss facing Fire in singles competition. On the September 5th edition of Smackdown, Charlotte tried to get cleared, but Dr. Lily would not clear her. It's unknown when Charlotte will return to the ring. Julia is still the Women's United States Champion, retaining her championship last night, defeating Mia Yim in the process. Julia won the title 71 days ago, defeating Zelina Vega for her first championship since being called up to the main roster. The Beautiful Madness was able to defeat Mia Yim after 7.5 minutes of action, due in part to Kiana James interfering and distracting Mia Yim, allowing Julia to hit Arrivederci to retain her title. Several matches have been confirmed for SmackDown next week on USA Network. It's going to be a loaded show. Brock Lesnar is set to appear on the September 12th episode of WWE SmackDown. WWE announced that Lesnar will be live on SmackDown next Friday. Of course, as we said early on, he laid out Sami Zayn and John Cena with F5s on last night's episode. Plus, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton will go one-on-one to settle their rivalry. Finally, Tiffany Stratton will defend her WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. Cargill was named the number one contender last Friday. Stratton defeated Cargill at WWE SummerSlam to retain the WWE Women's Championship. Now, a bit of a change to the broadcast situation of SmackDown moving forward. Now, a change has been made to the WWE SmackDown announce team as Michael Cole and Corey Graves are the new duo. Cole noted the change to open the September 5th episode of the show. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett were the previous announcing team. Barrett has filled in on various episodes of Raw since Pat McAfee took a break in June. Tessitore is an announcer for college football, which is now back in season. Of course, if we get any more details on exactly how long this is for or any changes to other commentary teams, we'll let you know in a future video. Now, the lineup for an upcoming WWE and AAA Worlds Collide event has been revealed. WWE have announced the full lineup for WWE AAA Worlds Collide on September 12th. WWE announced the following matches for Worlds Collide. The AAA Mega Championship will be on the line as Vikingo defends against Dirty Dominic Mysterio, who is, of course, also the WWE Intercontinental Champion. Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana will face the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. The AAA Tag Team titles will be on the line as Psycho Clown and Pagano defend against the New Day. A number one contenders match for the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship as Fabi Apache will face Natalia. The AAA Latin American Championship is on the line as El Dio de Dr. Wagner Jr. will face Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Ethan Page. There'll be an 8-man lucha showcase featuring the likes of Octagon Jr., there'll be Raul Mendoza, Lince Dorado, Wacky Mard, and others competing, and a special appearance from WWE superstar Penta. The card was officially announced last night on SmackDown. And finally, any beef between Wade Barrett and Nikki Bella seemingly is now fine. At WWE Clash in Paris, Wade Barrett suggested that Nikki Bella was desperate to prove she still has it against this new generation that have changed the game ahead of her match against Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Nikki revealed on her podcast that she would have liked to have had a conversation with Barrett, but claimed he avoided her at WWE Raw. Barrett denied that he was avoiding Nikki Bella and said he would have rather they talk about it in person than Nikki mentioning it on her podcast. On Friday afternoon, Barrett said things are all good between the two of them. Quote, "Great news, fight fans. Nikki and I have spoken and we've smoothed things over. And I've graciously been allowed back into the Bella Army. Fully paid member since FCW 2008. A difference of perspective to which we are all entitled. But to be clear, some of the personal abuse that gets sent to Nikki on here is reprehensible and completely out of line. So let's cut that out immediately." And seemingly a happy ending when it comes to all of that. But there you go, guys. That's latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.